Hello, my people. Good day to you, good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Whatever time zone you're listening to this, thank you for tuning in every single day to listen to me on Daily Mind Shift. My name is Michael Ojola for Mindset Transformation Africa. And in today's episode, I want to talk about weaknesses and strength. All right, weaknesses and strength. There is an ideology that is out there that I want to debunk and help make our lives a little bit better. All right, so let me anchor today's episode on this statement. Work on your weaknesses and watch your strengths fade away. Work on your strengths and watch your weaknesses fade away. Work on your weaknesses and watch your strengths fade away. Work on your strengths and watch your weaknesses fade away. At first, the moment you read that statement, it seems to go against everything that we've been told. We were taught to improve where we are weak, fix the flaws, we try to balance the equation. But what if that formula is the very thing that is holding us back? And that is the mind shift that I want us to talk about. From a young age, many of us were trained to notice where we fall short. Bring home a report card with 5 A's and 1 C, and what do most people point to? Not the A's, but the C. We've grown up with a lens that scans for what is broken. And while that might be useful for machines, it is not always the best approach for people. We are not mechanical. We are emotional beings. We feel. We are conscious beings. We are wired not only to function, but we are wired also to flourish. And flourishment really comes from the areas you feel weakest in. It comes from the place you are most naturally gifted in. Now, here is the key that I want you to learn today. When you spend the majority of your energy trying to improve what doesn't come naturally to you, you starve the parts of you that already shine. And what you starve shrinks. I want you to think about this for a second. If you are naturally good at communication and you spend years being told to tone it down, shut up for a while, or you focus instead on analytical charts because that is your weak area, eventually your voice will soften. Your confidence will waver, your strength will be neglected, and you will start to die. You will start to wither in that area. Meanwhile, the people who double down on their strength, they refine it, they deepen it, they sharpen them, they start to separate themselves. They are not ignoring their weaknesses. No, don't get me wrong. They are not giving them they are just not giving them the center stage. Working on your strength is not pride. It is stewardship. It is you saying that what I've been given matters. Let me grow it. Let me build on it. Let me build from it. Let me just say this plainly. Your gift is not supposed to be balanced with everything else. It is supposed to be built around everything else. We are created, we've created a culture right now that wants everyone to be well-rounded. It's like all of us are becoming the same. But show me somebody that changed the world, just one person who succeeded by being equally good at everything. Steve Jobs did not code. Serena Williams did not study finance on the side. Maya Angelou did not try to become a mathematician just to stay well-rounded. They built their life around their strengths. They allowed others to help cover the areas that they were not great in. That is not weakness. That is wisdom. See, there is a cost to overworking your weaknesses. It is not just wasted time. It is misplaced identity. You can lose yourself chasing competence in an area that will never ever fulfill you. You can become a stranger to your gift, all in the name of getting better at something that don't even belong to your core purpose. See, now don't get me wrong though. We are not talking about being reckless, being irresponsible here. If your weakness is discipline or follow through, sure, you will need to strengthen that enough to function. But strengthening something just enough to survive is not the same thing as making it your priority. You don't need to become the world's best at what you are worst at. You need to become undeniable in what you are best at. See, there is something powerful about going all in on what works for you. Let's say you are a brilliant teacher, communicator, or you are a brilliant storyteller, but you're not great at tech. Do you need to force yourself to become a tech expert? Or would it be smarter to partner with someone who is a tech expert so you can stay in your lane and keep impacting lives from the front? Think about it. The truth is, when you lean hard into what you do best, people start showing up to support you. And why is that? Because clarity creates collaboration. People trust those who are focused. And when you are logged into your strength, your weaknesses either shrinks or it gets supported. I want you to stop trying to be everything. Be excellent at one thing first, all right? Be excellent at one thing. One of the biggest distractions in the age that we are, the age of comparison, is thinking you have to be great at everything to be respected. You scroll and see someone who is a designer, a speaker, a coach, a chef, a fitness guru, a parent, a business analyst. And immediately you start to think, I should be doing more. I should be doing more. But I want you to take a pause, all right? But what if the people making the most impact are doing less, but they are going deeper? What if your influence is not tied to your versatility, but to your focus? See, don't spread yourself so wide that your strength gets diluted. Specialize, all right? Refine. Double down on what you are good at. When you give attention to what already has momentum, you move faster, because momentum is multiplied focus, not multiplied effort, but multiplied focus. Here's a truth that may free you today. Not every weakness is meant to be fixed. Some are meant to be managed. Some are meant to be ignored. If you are naturally introverted, forcing yourself to be extroverted may wear you down rather than build you up. If you are creative but not strategic, you don't need to stop being creative. You need someone who can structure your creativity through strategy. The more you work your strengths, the more you will build the capacity and the clarity to manage your limitations. And when your strengths start to grow stronger, those limitations will shrink in their power to hold you back, because now you are hurt on your strength. There is a reason you feel energized doing certain things and you feel drained doing other things. That is not a coincidence. That is your life and your consciousness and your spirituality and your soul giving you a clue. The work that gives you energy is often where your strength lives. The work that drains your soul, no matter how good, in quote, it looks on paper, is usually where you're forcing performance instead of flowing with purpose. When you live in your strength zone, you don't avoid hard work. You just stop fighting your natural wiring. You stop grinding where you are built to just glide, to flow. And in that particular shift, you start producing results, not just faster, but with joy. Most people think that growth means adding more skills. I'm not saying you should not stack skills. I'm someone that advocates for that. But real growth often means deepening what already exists inside of you. Don't just chase horizontal improvement if vertical depth is what your life calling is for. If your life is calling for you to go deeper, don't just chase horizontal improvement. You don't need 10 talents. You need to take one of them to 10 levels. You don't need to wear 10 hats. You need to wear one crown and wear it well. You don't need to master everything. You need to own something that is yours. Because when you own it, the world starts to recognize it and start to notice you. And when the world starts to recognize it, your opportunities begin to multiply. All right? Trying to be equally good at something is a trap. All right, you were not designed for symmetry. You were designed for significance. And significance often looks lopsided. Think of the most impactful people you know. Their lives are really balanced in the traditional sense. They leaned hard into one thing. That thing became their identity. That identity became their impact. And that impact became their legacy. So I want you to let go of the pressure to balance the scale and pick up the responsibility to build what matters most to you. Now, some of you might be thinking, but Mike, what if I don't know what my strengths are? These are the clues as I tie this up. What do people thank you for that you don't even try hard to do? What gives you energy instead of draining you? What do you effortlessly do that others struggle to replicate? What were you always drawn to even before anyone told you it mattered? Start there. And instead of trying to balance your skill set, build a life around those anchors. Use them as your core. Use them